Welcome to Jets Talk. My name is Ryan. I'll be your pilot. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. If you've been here before, welcome back. I love having you here. Boys and girls, we have heard from Robert Saleh, Zach Wilson officially not playing in the season finale against the New England Patriots. He has not cleared concussion protocol, which means he would have missed the final 3 games of this season and part of the Dolphins game, which begs the question, is Zach Wilson done in New York? Is there a future for the former number 2 overall pick? And I will say this, it has been a huge disappointment from what we've gotten out of Zach Wilson, both him and the rest of the team around him. It really has not been a good go of it the last 2 years. In his 3 years as a starter, Zach had 6,293 yards, 23 touchdowns to 25 interceptions, 57% completion percentage, 73.2 QBR, 498 rush yards, 5 rushing touchdowns. And look, that's basically what you want to see out of like a single season, less the 6,000 yards and stuff. But this is just really frustrating. And you know what? Is this Zach's fault? Is it the Jets' fault? Is it a combination of the two? I think the answer is it is a combination of the two. Zach has not played well. He's been the consistent, worst quarterback in the league over the last 3 years. But at the same time, I'm looking at the Jets and it's like, we can't develop a quarterback. Mark Sanchez, Geno Smith, Sam Darnold, Zach Wilson. It's just constantly happening over and over and over again. Now you see Geno having success 7 years after the Jets got rid of him, or 5 years, whatever the time frame is at this point. And I think the thing with fans and looking at Zach is Zach is probably the most physically talented quarterback that we've ever had, at least drafted wise. The kid's arm strength, the speed, some of the grittiness is really impressive, but it seems like the processing power isn't quite there. And you run this risk of, okay, do you let him go? You owe him $5 million anyway. You can get anything for a trade, in the offseason. And Robert Saleh did not really commit to Zach Wilson long-term. There's more conversation has to happen in the offseason. There's discussions that have to go on. He thinks he has a bright career in this league, thinks it's going to be a long career, but didn't commit to him staying on the New York Jets. And to me, when I look at Zach Wilson, I think about okay, I need a backup quarterback for next year. My thought process immediately goes to, I want a Jacoby Brissett, I want a Gardner Minshew, I want someone of that caliber of backup to come here to compete to be quarterback too. And Rodgers just committed some 2 or more years with the New York Jets. I get the feeling that those top-level backups are not going to want to fall in line behind Rodgers when they know they can't be the heir apparent in New York the same way, they would have if maybe Rodgers was only committed to 1 year. So in my mind, when I start looking at that next tier down of quarterback, I'm not so sure Zach's getting the boot from New York, or at least I don't know if you necessarily should give him the boot from New York. If you're offered a second, a third, maybe a 4th round pick for him and you want to move off him because you're not going to use him this year and you think the 4th round pick this year can help you more because you're Joe Douglas and you're in, a hot seat year or something like that. I guess I get that, but I have a hard time wanting to do that. I'd rather fix the offensive line, add some additional weapons, and let him sit the year behind Aaron Rodgers. Robert Saleh said today, the one thing he wished they could have done differently was have him sit for a full year, and we didn't get to see that. Now, are fans too rabid and they just don't want to see Zach anymore? Are the players revolting against him? The coaches just not want him? Does Zach even want to be here? I feel like those are all fair questions to have as well, given everything that he's had to go through. This has been a shitstorm from basically the jump start. So guys, let me know your thoughts on Zach Wilson. Do you think there's any future for Zach here in New York? Do you think he gets traded? Do you think he gets cut? What winds up happening with Zach Wilson? Let me know in the comment section down below. And as always, go Jets.